All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our alumni series. Today, I have the honor of being with Dr. Schulz. She's currently a PGY1 resident at a family medicine residency program in Pennsylvania. Thank you for being here with us, Dr. Schulz.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for inviting me. Hi, everyone.
So before we begin, I'm going to read out some statistics comparing the national averages between family medicine physicians and other specialties, and I want you at the end to let me know if anything stands out for you.
Okay.
So to begin with burnout, 46.4% of family medicine physicians reported at least one burnout symptom, while the national average for other physicians was 45%. When asked if they would choose their specialty again, about 73% of physicians nationally said yes, whereas in family medicine, the average was slightly lower at 66%. The average physician salary is about 374,000 per year, while for family medicine physicians, it's about 273,000 per year. Physicians in general work around 51 hours per week, whereas family medicine physicians work at approximately 49 hours per week. The average Step 2 CK score for matched US medical students is approximately 246, whereas for family medicine applicants for US medical students, it's around 241, and for IMGs is around 231. So across burnouts, choosing the specialty once again, salary, hours worked, does anything stand out to you from those trends?
I would say the comparison is very close. For the burnout, I would say family medicine have some work-life balance more. I don't think we work as much as other specialties, and that's one of the reasons why I choose it. But for some, it just depends on which regions which hospital system that you work into. They have a good resource for you or not. They have they have the cutout for you, like a certain patients per day
Hmm.
for you or not, and it depends on the residency program as well. You have to look into those in order to see hours that you work and there is any supportive system from the hospital or not, so that way it make you burn out. Like my program, I would say that is very supportive, and all of the co-residents around here, you can tell them like if they like the program or not, if they have a work-life balance or not. Most of them say yes. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just because of the family medicine in general, or also the curriculum that you need to see. Um, how do they do that? Like some family medicine, they have a very heavy inpatient months and on calls and stuff like that, and it's make the burnout more. And some residency is not that heavy, and it will lean forward into work life balance, like
Hmm.
residency wellness and those kind of stuff. So I would say I had a week of burnout for sure. This is my third week and I did burn out, but in general, um, I think we can manage that. That's the reason why even in some of the residency interview, they will ask you, "Hey, when you burn out, what are you gonna do?" So you have to develop the plan for yourself to see what you're gonna do about the burnout.
Hmm.
Cannot let it down. And I think that with all the specialty, they have their own struggling, um, like for sure general surgery, neurology, all of that. For sure, they will have more hours than us, and that's the reason why I believe those salary will their salary for sure will be higher than family medicine. So it's just pick and choose to see, do you want your life more like burnout, more challenging, more hours of work, and make 100 more thousand compared to family medicine.
Hmm.
You work a little chills and you have enough, uh, just 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 to live. Um, and then also salary is really based on hospital and city as well. In general, the average family medicine, yes, that's the number that you told me, around 250 to 70. But that's if you work in the big hospital, big city. But I know that if you move forward into like rural area, which family medicine do more then specialty, they don't have much specialists in the area, and you do more
Hmm.
job like that, and the salary will come up like 300 or 320. And then if you add on, like you pick up more shifts, or you do some other like specialty um, like medical spa. So that's what I'm thinking, lean forward into that. You can make more.
Yeah.
Uh, and then in family medicine, they have some of the fellowship as well as sport medicine, or other fellowship that might make a little more than like 300,000. So it just depends on like your goal. You say, okay, you need to make much money, and just you think that money will make you more happy, then go for it, go for other specialty. For me, I don't, I just need to make like enough, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel happy with the family medicine right now. For
Yeah.
the board, the score, and you right, family medicine tend to forgive you about the score. Like even if you have attempt, family medicine will give you more chance to do that. Um, but they also lean forward into the year of graduation. Like IUHS student don't have any problem, but like for IMGs, like own graduation from Vietnam, for example, from my school, from the school in Vietnam or other countries, normally they cut off like 3 to 5 years. So most of the old IMG, they cannot. They have a hard
Correct.
time getting into family medicine because of that.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah. And as a student, a lot of times I could tell which resident has been burnt up the most by seeing how many cracks they have in their skin. And when I was in my family medicine, everyone had like perfect skincare. They had no eye bags. Everyone was looking so healthy and fresh and content with their lives. And then when I'm rotating now in like internal medicine, and OBGYN, it's like the complete opposite. And obviously, you're also a reflection of that. You have perfect skincare. So I'm glad that at least the lifestyle component of it is really standing out. So I want to move now forward with talking about your background and specifically when it comes to choosing IUHS. Obviously, as a as a pre-med, prior to entering medical school, you had a lot of options. When it comes to U.S. schools, foreign schools, and even when it comes to foreign schools, a lot of like there's different categories, Caribbean schools, and then even within Caribbean schools, there's like online, there's offline, like in person. So what made you choose pursuing IUHS for your medical school?
For IUHS, I pursue it based on my background that I have family, and I have two young kids. I also we don't want any debt after graduate school. And I also want an option of staying with my kids during the first two years, and also trying to stay with my kids again for the last 2 years. So when I do some research, IUSS is the one that match with all of my potentials, uh, my
Yeah.
my situations. Like I can pay off my med school with all my own money, and IUHS is one of the cheapest one. Uh, for the Caribbean school, even with compare, yeah, we don't compare to U.S. schools too much, but when you compare the IUHS with other school in Caribbean, and you also not just compare like that, you also meet other students during the rotation years. You will ask them, "Hey, how is your rotation? How is the uh, like um, like clinical side?" They will tell you. We will I think IUHS has the same clinical size as other, or maybe better, because
Hmm.
IUHS give us the chance of can stay in the city if you can find your own clinical size. That's one of the best one that I found. That's why Houston is one of the first clinical site that is found by me and another student, and our school has a clinical site in Houston. That's what I found it, and I don't recommend to find a new site because it takes a long time just for
Hmm.
our school to sign a contract, to go through the like credentials with them. Uh, but that's an option if you really need to want to stay with your family.
Yeah.
and that's one of the things I choose IUHS, and that's matched with me. So I stay with my family the whole time for the 4 years, which is great.
Yeah.
Uh, and the tuition is really affordable, like 80,000 for 4 years. I can pay 20,000 per year, which easily that I can do that with working once a week or twice a week. Um, and also so rotations, and then the flexibilities, and then IUHS also give you the personalized uh, the pathway for your school. Like, I'm a transfer student, Dr. Mary and the school will work with me on how is my transfer going, and just develop a plan for myself. And that's the
Correct.
reason why I love UHS about that. So uh, each student have their unique background. Our school will work with them and develop like personal um, plan for them, which is I don't think any other school that I know of will do that.
Yeah.
Uh, and I know that it takes a long time to do that, and for sure, I wish Dr. Mary, our school, has more resource to help with each person like this faster way. I wish they have, but I understand if you do personalized with each students like that, it might take you a long time to do it. But I'm happy. Um, Dr. Mary, do that for me, and the school do that for me, and now I graduate and match into the program that I want, and still be able to stay with the kids and family.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm noticing convenience being a theme across the board with IUHS now, whether that's for preclinicals, that's for clinicals, whether that's for finances, whether that's for the curriculum. There's a lot of convenience across the board. Even with me, like you said, I had a roommate, the one right before this one. He's a medical student at another one of the famous Caribbean medical schools, and he had over, I think, $300,000 in debt, and he was just a third year medical student. So, and I was like, when he asked me, I'm like, trust me, you don't want to know. You're not like, you don't want to ruin your day. But yeah,
Yes,
thankfully, there's a lot of flexibility across the board, preclinicals, clinicals, curriculum, finances. And also, before we go on, it's also very impressive how accessible a dean of a medical school is. You know, as busy as Dr. Mary is, he has made so much time to, meet with students directly. So
that's
that's,
impressive. That's
yeah,
really hard.
yeah,
Like, you be able to talk to the dean of medical school, like
yeah.
that's
Yeah, I
amazing.
don't know how many medical students could say
No,
I could just message my dean on WhatsApp and he gets back to me. But yeah, so moving on to why you chose IUHS, and then you started your preclinical years where you were. One of the inevitable questions people have is that IUHS is very unique in the sense that the first 2 years are online. And as good as the convenience parts of it are, there's also unique challenges that comes with, studying purely online, not having access to friends, faculty, in person, at campus. How was it for you managing those difficulties, and how were you able to navigate them? And what was the strongest challenges that you faced in the first 2 years of medical school?
yes, definitely online med school not for everyone, for sure. And we lack of the in-person training, sim lab, the faculties, face-to-face, the curriculum, the organization. We face a lot of challenge like that for the first 2 years. Like, it's really hard to study if you don't have your self motivation. You have to learn for yourself. You have to search all of that yourself. You don't have anyone just to lead your hand and, hey, do this and do that. They schedule for you already. You just need, like, they don't have the lecturer. Just okay, just read
Yeah,
and show you. That's hard. That's very hard. But for me, I think just because of my experience in the past that helped me with those. So I feel like I have to use a lot of resource for myself. I have to do a lot of research, asking several friends to see, hey, what is the source? I need to study like this, and I have to use that for my like. I use my time to develop my own plan a lot instead of get help from the from the school. I think I found that's a hard way to do. But luckily for the first 2 years, I think whatever lectures that they give you, I think if you just do that in there, you will be able to pass it. And if you don't, they have a really flexible score for you. Just show them that you
Hmm.
try your best. I think
Yeah.
school very, very, very flexible for that. So don't be scared of fail, and then talk to them. They always want us to success, and just tell them what your struggling is, and I believe they will help you with that. Other than that, just use your resource pathology, use UO, use first aid, lectural, or the slide that the school give us. Use all of them to study, but have to be
Yeah.
yourself. You don't have anyone to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
To self motivate you a little bit.
Yeah, I think the unique part of attending IUHS as opposed to other medical schools is that, whichever medical school you attend, you have to be disciplined and motivated. But for IUHS, you have no external motivators. The school can give you whatever it can, right? But
Yeah,
when it comes to IUHS, you have to really put it to use, right? And that's a price, I guess, you pay for the convenience, right? You get the convenience of being at
that's
home, not
true.
having to be so much in debt. But the price you have to pay for that is, you have to be motivated. You have to actually, attend the classes, and that's very natural.
That's true. Yes, that's the price you have to pay. Don't think that nothing is perfect.
Yeah,
You just have to pick to see, okay, can you do this in order to save your money or not? Are you the young kids that you need someone to lead you? If so, don't go to IUHS.
yeah,
I would say IUHS for the person like self motivate more, and they want to stay uh, um, with the family and the convenience. They give you a lot of flexibility, flexible, like they don't push you to take a lot of like deadlines, stuff like that. But that's also cost you like lengthen the courses, which
correct.
I don't recommend. So that you have to like telling yourself you cannot lengthen it. You have to finish this and finish
Hmm.
the block and finish all of the exams on time, so that way you can graduate on time.
Yeah, and how was it transitioning from the 10th block, I believe it is, to then writing step one? Was it just natural for you, or how did that go?
Yes, that take a lot of time. I would say if I'm not a person of studying like focus either, but I'm trying to find my strategy that if I can focus for three months for exam step one, and then it takes me another 2 or 3 months just to do step one, because they're pretty similar. So I don't use any other resources that school use, like lecturer. I use it less during this time. I use more UWorld so I can study for both, like exam
Hmm.
one, step one, and that helped me uh, to focus. Like first aid and UWorld for step one. And exit exam one, and that's the only two source. I don't have time to read a lot. Like I don't have time to do Anki deck like people recommend. I don't have time for that. But
Correct.
my study strategy, like, okay, I read the whole new one first pass, and then I have to do the second pass and have to do the third pass. That's the only way that I can remember. But if I read more about like all the pathology book and all the video, I will get lost.
Yeah.
But a lot
It,
of people do that though, so it's not
yeah.
that it have to be depends on what style you do. But that's the way I do. I just do you one first aid. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the school, because I guess now they're using Luctorio. I think when I was in my preclinical years, we didn't have Luctorio back then. And I'm guessing you didn't either. We used another resource, but having looked at Luctorio briefly, I think they have a very comprehensive library, not only for
Yes.
preclinical years, but
Now
also
they
for
have
clinical
AI.
years.
Yeah, they have an
Yeah,
AI
yeah.
to ask the questions like open evidence that we use in
Yeah.
residency.
Yeah,
They have
it's really impressive.
that's very impressive.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Mm.
so writing your step one, you took a few months, you knew what worked for you, you honed in on those. That's great. And then you also said, I think you afterwards you transitioned to clinical years in Houston, which I think you said there were sites over there. So tell me about your average. Obviously, I'm in my rotations right now. The day in the life is different depending on the rotation. So why don't you tell us about your favorite rotation, why it was your favorite rotation, and what your day in the life looked like for that rotation, and also the same answers for your least favorite rotation.
Most of the rotation, I would say, uh, 8 to 5, even surgery, OB, um, course or electives, all 8 to 5.
Oh,
But
okay.
sometimes on Friday they get you early and you get home early. But sometimes depends on the preceptors too. Sometimes they teach you a lot. Sometimes they're busy. You just have to learn it yourself, and then ask their questions, and then they will answer. But they don't like point at you for the get from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
I would say at first I really like cardiology. So my favorite was the cardiology, and then after I finished with my school, I still go with my preceptor once a week just to learn more. Um, and that's when I do some of the I saw went in the cath lab with him, do some of like loop record, Holter monitor, stuff like that. It's interesting. And EKG
Right.
reading, and ultrasound, echo. So I love that. I really love it. So that's why I thought
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna go to IM and I want to do the cardiology. Um, Actually, the list rotation is my family medicine actually, and I think
Oh,
so. That's
wow.
it's funny because I told the students that hey, you will get to know which rotation you will like, and then you will go. And
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the rotation kind. When you go, you didn't have a good taste of it, but it doesn't mean that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Uh, but I believe that all the family medicine will be better. I believe so. It's just the one that I did is kind of urgent care, and I
Okay.
didn't get to learn much as I expected. So maybe because of that, but I know that I still want to choose the work life balance. So I still want to do like family medicine. So yeah, that's it. And every rotation is good. Like even surgery, you thought that surgery will work so hard, but no, they still do like 8 to 5. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, I thought that, I actually agree with your answer because I think a lot of what goes into your experience about a rotation is also the staff, the faculty, the people that you have to like deal with. A lot of times it could either make your experience very good, very pleasurable, or also like very miserable. So it's not, no, I thought I would love internal medicine, but the actual experience was like,
Yeah.
it was the first day I was driving back home and I was talking to like my parents and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this for 12 more weeks. Like I'm already miserable. But thankfully it's all over now. But so were you able to network during your during your clinical years for securing, letter recommendations? How did you go about doing those?
Yes, yes, I have to secure those. Like, I just have to show my preceptors that I'm willing to learn, to be get there on time, stay until they're done with everything, and during that time, offer to help. Hey, you need me to do anything, charging for you, or like for cardiology, I'm gonna just do blood pressure for them. I don't act like a medical student, just stand there and do nothing. I'm very involved, even with staff, front desk. Hey, do you need any help? I can help. I do the copy and give it to the patients, some of the instructions, something like that. And then I get into his chart and I read to see whenever he prescribed medication to see if I catch anything and I ask any questions. So show them that you interest like that, and then they will like ask them questions. And some of like the surgery rotation he's really love to teach, um, so and you know that your preceptor love to teach, then you have to read something, read some of the questions bank, and then ask him, like, hey, what do you think? Something like that. Just show them like you really enjoy
Yeah.
the presentation, and that's the way that they know that you really you're a good student. Just be on time, actively involve, help out if you can, and then I think that's the best way that you can make impression on them, and they will write you a really good recommendations. And I think I
Hmm.
have several letter of recommendation that talk good about how active I am in during rotation, stuff like that. So I
Hmm.
think that now.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's very important to not have an ego at all whatsoever during these rotations and making yourself helpful in every which way, whether like you said, making a photocopy of a document, giving it to the patient, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that it is, you're not supposed to have an ego and say, oh no, this is for this person. I'm a medical student. This is beneath me.
Yes, get
So
involved. Go to front desk. Say, hey, you need me anything, and then
yeah.
ask the preceptor if you need anything. Of course, they
Hmm.
say no, but you will tell. You will see. Okay, what is you follow them enough to see what is the next step. Then just do the next step. Just show them,
Yeah,
hey, you focus, you notice, you enjoy in the rotation. Just show them
correct.
that, and I think they will impress of
Yeah.
you.
Do you remember the very first patient you ever attended to as a medical student?
The first patients, I would say
Do you remember?
yes, will be. I don't know. Is that on from internal medicine rotation? I think. Um, I came in, ask her about like my preceptor wants me to go in first, right? Ask question and go outside and present a case for him, and then we'll develop a plan and we'll see if my plan is right or wrong. So that's patients I was in interfere with, like she did not see doctors a long time, like just 3 or 5 years, because she's fine. And she said, okay, so now I just feel like kind of feel something weird. So I see see the doctors, and it turned out that she has to have kidney transplant. So moving from the normal patients until your kidney so failed that you have to have transplant.
That's
The patient was
crazy.
so shocked, and I was shocked too, because after I asking her, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're fine. And then I come out there and talk to my preceptor, and when after they look at it, no, I think her
She's
kidney
not
even
fine.
not even not dialysis, like not even
Yeah.
qualified. So she has to have transplant, and that's where you learn that um, just you don't have the knowledge enough
Yeah.
to this thing, and that's where you learn like you have to sympathize for the patient, just be there, um, be as a medical student, just not stand far away, just be there, offer her the napkins or something whenever my preceptor come back and say that, oh, you need a transplant. It was a shock for her. Just be there, sympathize with them, and then learn to say, hey, uh, what do you think that if the patient have uh, a chance, like what should she done better for her not
Hmm.
to become this late, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So very emotional for my first case, and no knowledge about of anything.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's still stuck in my mind until now, that how we have to take care of ourselves, and
Yeah.
how we have to learn more about some certain problem that we think that we know everything, but we don't.
Yeah.
So
Wow. That's one heck of a first case to get as a medical student. I'm such a people pleaser that if I was in your position, I would just offer my kidney and be like, hey, you can stick one of mine.
that's
But
very hard. And she's young; she's just
yeah.
40, something like that, and it even break your heart that
Yeah, that's
she
sad.
even think that she will be this bad. But
Yeah.
that's part of medicine. Sometimes you have to deliver the news that, like the other day, I have to deliver the news to my patient that, hey, you have to have your leg amputated. I'm like, that's hard.
Oh,
That's so
yeah.
hard. But yeah, just in the medicine, you have to make a tough decision, and you have to tell your patients what you don't want to, but
Yeah.
they don't want to, but you have to tell them anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a skill that you even build as time goes on, how to have the difficult conversations. So,
Yes, yes.
um, so now let's move on to the residency part of your journey. But I
Mm-hmm.
think we're running out of time. So let's stop it here. I'm going to end the meeting. I'll send you another link. You'll come back and then we'll record again. And then it's like the last part.
Sounds good.
Good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.